Hello, I am Dinesh Udupi. This is session 48 of the ethology part of the molecular biology evolution and ethology paper of the sixth semester. Now, in this session, we are going to study about the role of pineal gland and hypothalamus glands in the biological clock. Role of pineal gland in biological rhythms. We already understood what is biological rhythm, how it works, and what are the characteristics of a biological rhythm or biological clock. In this session, we will be understanding the role of two important hormone producing glands. One is pineal and another one is hypothalamus. How they affect the biological clock, how they control the biological clock. So first one we are going to study is pineal gland. The pineal gland, conarium or epiphysis cerebri, is a small endocrine gland in the brain of most vertebrates. The pineal gland produces melatonin. This is the hormone. Melatonin is the hormone which is produced by pineal gland. It is a serotonin derived hormone which modulates sleep patterns in both circadian and seasonal cycles. Melatonin hormone has an important role in inducing sleep. You can say the sleep-wake cycle of the circadian rhythm is regulated by melatonin hormone. In the previous session we discussed, so I told you about one concept where I repeatedly told that the circadian rhythm is internally controlled, it is endogenous. Then who is controlling the circadian rhythm inside our body? It is melatonin. Now who is producing melatonin? Melatonin is produced by the pineal gland. In humans and most diurnal animals, mammals, melatonin is secreted at night with a robust circadian rhythm and maximum plasma levels that occur around 3 to 4 a.m. That means the melatonin secretion starts just before the sleep, or you can say when the melatonin secretion starts, the animal starts feeling sleepy. So it induces sleep. Melatonin is the hormone which is going to induce the sleep. So when when the animal goes to the sleep, it is adjusted to the night time. So the production of melatonin is adjusted in such a way that the hormone level increases in the night. Right? You just imagine in the night when the darkness comes, the melatonin levels are increased. Increased melatonin will induce the sleep. The animal will go to the sleep. The daily rise of melatonin secretion correlates with a subsequent increase in sleep propensity about 2 hours before the person's regular bedtime. This is what I told you. Uh, the melatonin induces sleep. That's how it works. There is increase in the concentration of melatonin in the blood just 2 hours before we go to the bed. The rhythmic release of melatonin is regulated by the central circadian rhythm generator. Now, this melatonin production by the pineal is under the control of hypothalamus. Right? Melatonin production is controlled by pineal. I mean, pineal is the gland which produces melatonin. But the melatonin production is controlled by central circadian rhythm generator. Now, what is central circadian rhythm generator? It is nothing but the suprachiasmatic nucleus SCN of the anterior hypothalamus. In the hypothalamus part of the brain, we find suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is in short called SCN. So SCN is the central circadian rhythm generator, and it controls the activity of the pineal gland. Pineal gland produces melatonin, and melatonin controls the sleep-wake cycle. This is how the pineal gland plays a role in the maintenance of circadian rhythm in the animals. Melatonin is commonly called hormone of darkness because darkness induces melatonin production. Melatonin production is increased during night. Let us move on to the study of role of hypothalamus in biological rhythms. Hypothalamus, which is the most important part of the brain controlling all rhythmic activities of the body. The suprachiasmatic nucleus or nuclei SCN is a tiny region of the brain in the hypothalamus. It is situated directly above the optic chiasma. Just remember SCN, suprachiasmatic nucleus of the hypothalamus, because the whole hypothalamus is not involved in this. The SCN part, the suprachiasmatic nucleus part, is the one which can be considered as the master controller of the circadian rhythm of the body. It is responsible for controlling circadian rhythms. This part of the brain, this part of the hypothalamus, is going to control all circadian rhythm related activities or processes of the body. The neuronal and hormonal activities it generates regulate many different body functions in a 24-hour cycle. Now, how the SCN is going to regulate or control the 24-hour cycle in the body by means of neuronal and hormonal pathways. So it will send signals to the target tissues of the body, or it will reach out, it will control the target organs or tissues by means of hormones. So either by sending nerve signals or by sending the hormones, it is going to control each and every part of the body so that all tissues, all organs follow this circadian rhythm. Now remember, even though the whole animal, the individual, looks like a unit, but each organism is made up of so many different organs: heart, liver, kidney, pancreas, etc. All the organs and tissues must work in coordination, right? Circadian rhythm goes to cellular level, tissue level and cellular level. Each and every tissue is having its own circadian rhythm. As I told you, the circadian rhythm of the individual must be in sync with the environmental changes or environmental cycle. But inside the body also, each and every tissue must have a synchronized biological cycle. Say the 24-hour cycle of liver and 24-hour cycle of kidney, if it changes, if the kidney is free running and if the liver is free running, right, then it will create problems. As I think in the last session I have given you an example of two roommates who are having different sleep-wake cycle. So it will create a conflict. In the same way, we have so many organs in our body, and the circadian rhythm of each and every organ must be in coordination, must be in sync. Now, who is going to maintain that coordination? Who is going to look after that all organs follow the same pattern of the circadian rhythm? It is SCN, suprachiasmatic nucleus of the hypothalamus. The SCN maintains control across the body by synchronizing slave oscillators. I just explained you that each and every tissue of the body is having its own clock, and you can consider those individual clocks of the tissues as slave oscillators. Each and every organ, let us take it at the level of organs here. Kidney is having its own circadian rhythm. Pancreas is having its own rhythm. Heart is having its own rhythm, right? So the organs at their level have oscillators. Now, since these oscillators of the organs are under the control of SCN of the hypothalamus, you can consider the organ level oscillators as slave oscillators, right? Which exhibit their own near 24-hour rhythms and control circadian phenomena in local tissue. The mammalian circadian timing system is composed of a hierarchy of circadian oscillators. I hope you understood this. there is a hierarchy. First there is brain, and then comes the hypothalamus part. The hypothalamus part itself represents the brain, under which we have this melatonin, and under the melatonin we have different organs. The SCN are often called the master circadian clock. Hope you will remember this. Which is the master circadian clock in the body? It is SCN of the hypothalamus, because these nuclei play a key role in coordinating oscillators in other tissues and in regulating the behavior. With this diagram, I just want to tell you how this is the hierarchy of oscillators in the body, where the SCN of the hypothalamus is the master, whereas the oscillators of each and every organ are slave oscillators. You can see here, this is SCN of the brain, and this SCN, how it is going to decide whether, again it comes to the environment, right? In the last class we discussed about entrainment and gatekeepers. So what are gatekeepers? The environmental cues which help the body to understand whether it's dark or night. So the circadian rhythm of the body is reset with gatekeepers. Now who is passing on the information of external environment to the SCN? Through the sense organs, right? What are the sense organs here? The eye. Light is the most important gatekeeper. So whether it is dark outside or day or light outside, that information is taken from the eye and it goes to the SCN. The hypothalamus will come to know whether it's daytime or nighttime. First, it will get adjusted by the environmental cues. Then it will send messages to other parts of the body that now it is daytime, you do this work. Now it is night, you stop working, you slow the working, like this. That's why the SCN itself depends upon the environmental cues, which are commonly called gatekeepers. And normally the environmental cue comes through the eye, and of course skin, temperature, etc. That is a different thing, but eye is the most important sense organ which will pass on the information of gatekeepers to the SCN. Now SCN as a master oscillator will decide. First it will take the decision, as this is daytime, this is night time, this is early morning, this is late evening, like that. That decision is taken by the SCN. Then it will send the information to other organs through either neuronal signals or hormonal signals. The slave oscillators will simply follow the orders given by the hypothalamus, right? So my liver knows whether it is daytime or nighttime outside my body. You may wonder how the liver is going to know whether it is daytime or night. Yes, it will come to know about the outer environment through the mediation of SCN. SCN will tell the liver that it is daytime. SCN will tell the liver that it's daytime, so you do this particular work because it is daytime. And how the SCN will come to know that it's daytime? Through the gatekeepers, through the light which it sensed through the sense organ like eye. So this is the hierarchy of the oscillators, the biological clocks in the body. That is the concept we studied in this particular session. The role of pineal and hypothalamus hormones. Remember, pineal gland's product, that is melatonin, is one of the most important hormone which induces sleep and which is mainly responsible for maintaining the circadian rhythm, 24-hour circadian rhythm in the body, whereas the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN of the hypothalamus, is going to control all other oscillators in the body in the form of master oscillators. So that's about this particular session. I hope the concept is clear, right? Thank you.